The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Before we get started, as usual, we would like to take a moment of silence for all those lost in the line of duty.
All right, folks, welcome to Campy's Crew Choir Practice, coming to you from the tropical downtown Phillipsburg, New Jersey, as we're preparing for a delicious winter storm here in the Northeast, which we're going to have a lot of fun with. We got an awesome show today. We got Mo and Blue in the booth, which is super fun. We got Tony C to my right, Jimmy Ramsey, the man, the myth, the legend, from retired Shrewsbury PD. And then we have Sean and Chris down here, also from Famous Cigars, Making It Rain in this club, and The Leaf in Easton. So we're going to have a really great time today. Lots of fun, lots of laughs, lots to talk about, and lots of updates on an exciting investigation, which Jimmy's working on in his retirement, which is a pretty cool deal. So Jimmy is a retired Shrewsbury cop, and he runs NJPI, New Jersey Private Investigation Agency, correct? Am I doing that right?
Yep, that's right.
And he's got extensive experience. I had a great opportunity to work with him throughout my career, and we had a lot of fun and a lot of great cases together, and he's got a lot to do in his retirement in addition to what he's done before. So we're going to get into all that. Before we get into everything, I just want to take a quick second to recognize Uncle Floyd Vivino. Uncle Floyd was the man, the myth, the legend on the radio back in the day, and he was very funny. He was hysterical. He was a character here in the Jersey Shore, and he passed away 2 days ago, I believe it is. 2 days ago, young at the age of 74, I think it was, which is pretty upsetting because I plan on living to be 95 or 52. I don't know yet, but either way, it was a great loss to Jersey, and Uncle Floyd was a great guy, great character, great personality on the radio.
Oh yeah, I like you said, I told you earlier, where I grew up in Avenel, he used to film the Uncle Floyd show in the old Cablevision studio on Lord Street.
Yep,
I remember seeing him going in there. He lived, I lived literally 2 blocks away. He would ride up there as a kid, see him going in there to film, and he'd do his old cable TV show and stuff in that place. And so it's a great loss to New Jersey. Great Jersey comedian. A lot of people in the world don't know him, but Jersey is a legend.
He was a down-to-earth guy who would run into you on the street and treat you just like you were anyone else. You know what I mean? And he was great. He was amazing. He was a personality of his own, and there's really been nothing like him since, which is upsetting. So our thoughts go out to the Vivino family, Uncle Floyd, and everyone there. Very, very disappointing, but great guy, and he'll be remembered.
And his picture's on the wall behind us.
Oh yeah, he's up here. Yeah, he's up here. Very impressive. That's right. It might not be straight. It might not be level.
If Mike hung it, it's definitely not straight. We'll get a close-up shot of it later. And again, on the other side, put it up there. Far for us to be prepared, I mean, way to point that out now, Tony.
I sent a picture the other day. I sent a picture. I did.
So, okay, choir practice, busting balls, talking shit, spitting yang, telling stories. We got Mackenzie in the house as well, which you might not be able to see. She's a beautiful, delicious pit running around, running the show today, having fun.
That's a very odd description. A delicious pit.
She is delicious.
She is. She's a rock star. She runs the show. She knows what's going on. She's supervising right now, which is great. And she's eating pizza crust, which we love. And she's very happy.
Her patch says, "I'm here to break shit."
Yep. Which is pretty much what I should be wearing when I walk around anyway.
Honestly, yeah.
If anyone wants to call in at any point, please, we have a phone number. I'll give you a second. Do not call in on the device that you are watching or viewing from. I repeat, do not call in on the device that you are watching or viewing from. The number to call in is 908-926-4010. 908-926-4010. We had a great show before, so much fun with Tony, Chris, and Sean, and it was delicious. And now I have some kind of busted cigars here because we had great cigars before, which were amazing. These are okay. They're fine. I'm not even going to say where they're from because I don't want to upset anyone. They're okay.
That a boy.
Womp womp womp.
Yeah.
Tatuaje.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
They're not Tatawahe.
They are not. Disclaimer: not Tatawahe.
They are not famous. They are not Leaf. They are not Tuaje, and they're not Line of Duty. Which, again, condolences to Line of Duty cigars because right now our good friend Tommy is working on a zip strip that fried.
He almost burnt his house down.
GoFundMe.com / power strip.
Power strip.
Working on his zip strip.
Hang in there, Tommy. We feel for you, my friend. We're working on it. We'll get you through this one way or another. Everyone's we feel for you. Everyone's bracing for this exciting storm that we have coming to the north.
There's a storm coming?
There is. Oddly enough, you might not have heard about it, but
No, I didn't.
If you happen to go to Food Town or ShopRite,
we do have a map.
We do have a map. Oh yes.
That's in the other assets. You see, come on, guys.
Never mind. I was totally kidding. We don't need the map. If it comes up, great. But if not, no stress. If you happen to go to ShopRite, Food Town, Acme, anything, you're going to see a complete and utter potpourri of human fat.
Nothing.
Because
there will be nothing on the shelves.
No bread, no milk,
No eggs.
No eggs, and you can't get goldfish crackers. It's completely fucked up. Everyone has lost their minds because they're getting ready for
How about we go to what would be left on the shelves?
Pork roll. Plenty of pork roll.
Gefilte fish. No, I bought the pork roll.
You did?
I bought the pork roll. I got that because I'm making
Pirate
breakfast.
booty.
No,
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh my god.
The entire organic aisle.
Yeah. Yes. You're right. Oh my god.
Kale.
The healthy
Kale
food
chips.
aisles. Oh,
Kale chips, yup.
Kale's definitely there. You might even get some carrots, but I don't know. So I'm ready for the storm, and I on my side job I work on a property where I handle things. Our
I thought you were going
snowblower
to say
died.
porn star.
Well, that too, but that's on Fridays. We're talking about a Sunday to a Monday here. So I don't have a snowblower right now. So if anyone has a snowblower to loan, please let me know. Hit
Facebook.
me up. Again, call the number. Otherwise, I got an amazing snow torch delivered. If you haven't heard of a snow torch, Google that shit.
I have one.
Oh my God.
6-foot cord, propane tank.
Worth its
all you
weight in
need.
gold. You can cure cancer with this thing. You can clear weeds. You can melt snow. You can melt ice, and you can eliminate mamdami pretty much with this thing. It's phenomenal. It's that good. Bring it to New York City. We could cure cancer.
Sorry. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, hit it. No, that was perfect. And I'm so excited with this. Like, I've never been as excited for snow as I am right now because of the snow torch. And I
want live updates.
Oh, I'm going to have videos. I'm going to post videos of
you
me.
should go Facebook Live.
I may. Now, mind you, I'm 50 years old. I'm technologically challenged. My kids usually have to do the technological stuff for me, and they're at school. So, unfortunately, I don't know. Mackenzie may be coming to the property with me to help me.
I thought you did pretty right. Didn't you? You sent me a video of the torch, didn't you? You didn't send me a video? I thought you did. Yeah.
Hashtag Campy's cab.
That's it.
Campy's cab.
I'm sorry. I thought that was. You had sent me the wrong one, bro. I apologize.
I apologize. I thought that was me using the torch, but it was pretty close. Someone using the torch at least.
Something, yeah.
So, fortunately, we don't have anything to worry about because Mikey Sherrill has the reins, and she's going to square away everything in this state with the snow this week.
Well, this is the big test.
It is.
Murphy completely screwed up the first snowstorm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I expect, like, I don't know, the G.I. Joe to show up to, like, clear snow. But, you know, at this point, like, this, you have to admit, a snowstorm defines a governor.
It does.
It's the craziest thing to say. But I mean, people were ready to crucify him after the first snowstorm, right? So I imagine that there's already rock salt on 78.
78.
Pull that mic closer to you.
78 looked like it had been glazed like a donut because it had already been brined the whole ride up. So that's a good thing. So I feel like that's a step in the right direction. We'll see. And clearly she has a
Can
dentist.
we get a photo of Mackenzie and Chris because
She wants the
she
pizza.
wants the
We
pizza?
gotta eat it or not.
This is a love story in the making.
There's a love story in the making.
The booth is on it.
Remember that video we just watched?
Cue the
We're getting close to that over here with Mackenzie and Chris.
Sorry, I gotta apologize to my wife. I'm sorry.
cue the Titanic
We love that.
Titanic theme.
Come here, puppers.
So
Where's that
Mackenzie,
song? In the eyes of.
an angel.
Yeah, but that's for like the animals that are starving and all that. They always get like the chihuahua that's like shaking because it's out in 7 feet of snow. And Sarah McLachlan.
How is Mike Burke not on one of those videos with cats? We should
I mean,
actually just make one.
We really should. You could at his house. He's got cats with feline herpes and leukemia and AIDS. Like he has those.
But the best is my normal Stogie review partner Dominic has the same thing.
Yes.
I told him they're cat rescuer people.
He tried pawning off like 2 to my wife like 2 weeks ago.
Oh boy.
And I was like, no, we're not doing
Though Dominic's wife almost wanted to strangle me because I went to his house one day and he has like the outdoor speakers, and I pulled up that cat app, like you can make cat noises, and I put it on his Bluetooth and I did like aggressive cats.
Oh Jesus!
And like the mother cat charged me. I did like angry cat, and like she came barreling out of wherever because she had kittens out there. It was funny as hell. He was like, "Yeah, the wife is not happy."
My wife wants cats. Bad. We had 3. They all unfortunately passed away. 2 of them are buried in my backyard right now as we speak. When
you bury people in your backyard, you get tax write-off.
I don't know if that counts for dog
maybe not.
animals. I mean,
Mikey Sherrill's changing that. It's okay.
I mean, listen. Okay, in my book,
There's only one way to find out.
in New Jersey, with this the most expensive state in New Jersey. So any tax write-off I can get, I'm gonna take. I got I'm keep my opinions to myself, but
Don't get in trouble.
Could go a number of ways.
Exactly.
I will build a great wall on our southern border, and I will have Mexico pay for that wall. Mark my words.
So long story short, Dominic, going back to what you were saying, Tony, we had the 3 cats. He's like, oh, you want, like, I got cats and showing. I'm like, no. 2 minutes later, my wife goes, hey, Dom just showed me these beautiful cats.
He set you totally
He
up.
set me up so bad. So, Dom, I know you're probably listening in Florida, or if you're not, and you will, go fuck yourself.
So
Thank
I got
God
a
my
question.
wife is allergic to cats because she loves cats, but she's highly allergic, so I'll never have one.
If Burke is away at a tropical place right now, who's taking care of the leukemia cats?
That's a very good question.
Leukemia Cat Association of America.
Is the ASPCA potentially looking to go?
Don't laugh.
Nobody's using that word again.
I actually, one day, my mother couldn't find tinsel for the tree. The stupid tinsel in the tree.
Mhm.
I told her the Plumber Association of America banned it. She started calling all her friends and telling her. I was just joking with her. She couldn't find it in the store. She started telling me, you believe the Plumbers Association of America made tinsel banned in America? And my sister was like, the hell are you talking about? I just bought it like Target the other day. I had her convinced. Man, I'm like you. I just make up shit.
Roll with it.
Just roll with it and go
If
with
you
it.
say it with enough conviction, they're gonna believe it.
I'm not going to lie.
That's what we did.
Dude, act
on
like
a
you've been
minute.
there before, yeah.
Chris is being molested by Mackenzie in the corner.
Kenzie,
Really?
she's like, if I make out with you, you give me that pizza.
Give me that pizza, bitch.
That is great.
Kenzie, come on.
I love it. So, Jimmy, we had so much fun when you were back here. And you came on your birthday.
I did. It was fun.
Thank
It was
you.
great.
It was
That was awesome.
And thank
Yeah.
you for that. We sang happy birthday to you. Mackenzie was a rock star.
Salute.
We had a great time.
Cheers.
And he's only 25.
I accidentally screamed at him. Nobody even warned me you were coming up the stairs. And again, the door, we often leave it open down there, and no one's guarding that door. And the tropical area of Phillipsburg that we're in, There have been known to be. Well, listen, we have a mutant that lives right outside.
We get to see it through the window every night.
We
The
have to
street
get a
is
camera
quiet,
out there.
unfortunately.
I thought
Eddie
that was
Gray,
the
we
bridge.
we need an outdoor camera, Eddie.
I mean, we have the. I mean, it's a little bit of a dated picture, but that is the mutant sitting outside. I mean, he cooks up meth, he does whatever. So it's not far fetched for somebody to come wandering up the stairs. And now, in fairness, when you came up the stairs, nobody said, "Hey, you're here." Everybody just kind of turned and looked at you. So I'm like, "Who the fuck is this?" I was getting that they set me up. They're like, "I don't know what's going on."
You mean like today where I was texting Dawn, like, "Hey, I'm gonna sneak in the door."
Yeah, what the heck?
Well, at the same time, we saw our meth friend over here, and we could smell the chore boy from like a quarter block away. So
He's
we
definitely
just
cooking
assumed,
up.
right?
We got to get him in again. Mike with his bootleg BPN mic that he's got. He's got to go up there and interview this guy one day. Just find out what he's doing.
That's who you pay the toll to when you cross the bridge here.
Yes.
Yeah, troll toll.
Yeah, the troll toll. Yes, yes. So last time Jimmy was here, he gave us a rundown on a case that he's been investigating. Now, again, he's a retired detective from Shrewsbury PD, but now he runs NJPI. Mean Streets of Shrewsbury.
It was awful.
And he
mailboxes blowing all over the fucking place. It was terrible.
But now he's a private investigator, doing a lot of complex investigations, helping out everyone on the Jersey Shore, which is great. But he's also running a very high-profile
Just the
case.
Jersey Shore?
No, everywhere, all over.
Well, you said just the Jersey Shore.
Along throughout the Jersey Shore.
Jimmy's available for anywhere.
Yeah, we do the whole
All right,
state.
the whole state.
Jimmy NJPI is
Or make
available.
Sure you get your due.
Yeah,
I mean,
I appreciate
They think
it.
you're the Jersey Shore. They
We'll
may
go
just call
anywhere.
you for Shrewsbury.
All the way to
that's it,
Cali.
you know?
All the way to Cali.
That's right. That's right. He's got Easy Pass. Will travel. He gets it done. No stress. But he's been handling a very complex case that's been nationally televised on Nancy Mace, not Nancy Grace, right? Nancy Grace.
Yeah, Nancy Grace.
And on Dateline as well. And it's the Danielle Lopez case, which is very intriguing and it's very disturbing as well. This 37-year-old woman went missing, just kind of like out of the blue,
Right.
Just vaporized, so to speak. You pick it up from there.
She's camping with her boyfriend at a time of the year you don't go camping.
In the Pine Barrens.
In the Pine
correct?
Barrens. Well, she's last seen in the Pine Barrens. They're at the campground outside of the Pine Barrens. I don't let her mom give the details of the campgrounds and stuff. She's going to actually call in. And it's one of those situations where domestic violence leads up to it. Quite a bit of domestic violence, egregious domestic violence.
If you had her calling in, I think calling in now 610 number.
Yeah, that should be her.
Yeah, she's on the line then.
All right, great. You
Want to
just
bring her in? Yeah, bring her in, please.
Yeah, I'm here, Jimmy.
Hey, Sue, how are you?
I'm okay.
So, no one can explain the story better about, Danielle and how she went missing. And, I'd like for you to have the opportunity rather than me try to recreate the story. No one knows it better than you. So, you're here with a bunch of cops that are all very interested in, helping you and helping find closure here. So, but if you just, Mike had just asked me what campground they were in, and I figured, we'll let you take it up from there.
Sue, if I may, my name is Mike. I'm a retired cop from Monmouth County, and this case intrigues me immensely. And I'm so sorry for the frustration you're dealing with. And I'd like to think that we're going to get Danielle back at some point. I'd like to think that maybe there's a silver lining somewhere. At the same time, I appreciate all that you've been through as a mom, and I'm sorry for your loss with the rest of your family. But I couldn't think of better people for you to be pursuing justice with than Jimmy. I have nothing but the utmost faith in him, and I hope this works out for you. And I hope at some point we have a happy ending to this. But in the meantime, please share with us what you have.
So, and you said you're from Monmouth County. I'm originally from Monmouth County. I live in Pennsylvania now. But I'd like to start with saying thank you to Jimmy Ramsey and JPI for all their help. I believe this case is a lot more than what was thought when offering to help with the case. It has twists and turns at every new person involved. Danielle is missing, but she's loved by so many, and she's just not just a story. She's my daughter, and almost 2 years have gone by. Not a day or a minute is spent without Danielle in my mind trying to find answers.
So
She was last seen in the woodland section of Chatsworth in the Pine Barrens. She was camping, for lack of a better word, camping, and in Brendan T. Byrne State Forest in the campground there. It's a nice little campground. About 12 miles from there is where her car became disabled in a puddle. There was a chance for several people to have made a difference in her disappearance by seeing something and saying something. No one did.
What were some excuse me, what were some of her interests? What were some of her hobbies? What were things she would like to do if she wasn't camping? Meaning, if she wasn't in that area for camping, why else would she have been there?
Danielle loved singing karaoke. She's a good singer. I've got her recorded a few times. She liked singing karaoke. She had just lost her dog a month before, and she spent an enormous amount of time and care with Roscoe, caring for him. He was elderly, but she'd walk him and make sure he was cared for. She did a lot of journaling. She's very creative, very thoughtful, best friend anybody'd ever want to have.
You say she did a lot of journaling. Did she leave behind well, I'll say a diary, but like anything that you were able to discover either in the car or in her place of residence that would have dictated leading up to the event?
I haven't been able to see her things. That's very frustrating, and I ask all the time that there's something maybe only a mother would know or read or see that would stand out to a mother. A lot of her things were in her car. The boyfriend's been in custody since going in to report her missing. I had reported her initially missing, and he went in after. He's been in custody ever since because he's not a nice person.
But he's in custody on unrelated circumstances.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Correct. And will be for some time.
So he goes into
There's
You
been
can't
domestic
interview him because he's already implied.
I have interviewed his daughter, which is basically interviewing him. She's been talking back and forth and kind of saying things that her dad's saying from prison, talking for him on different platforms. There's a lot of legs to the case. There's a lot of fingers pointing in different directions.
There's a lot to do with this. There's still
as I was just saying to Sue, I have 2 more interviews to do. And we're wrapping up on my end. I mean, the report's like over 300 pages.
300 pages, right.
It goes on. And the interviews have,
and that's just what we've gathered. The Major Crimes Unit of the New Jersey State Police is very, very active with this investigation. More searches are planned. We just don't have any clear answers if there was an abduction, if harm came to her.
So her car breaks down now we're in the Pine Barrens, but they were camping probably 15 miles, right? So about at the campground, Brennan T.
Yes, they were camping because they were displaced from where they were living at his parents' house, and temporarily displaced from there.
So if you've ever driven to the Pine Barrens, this was my first time. So the ditches. So she ends up in one of the ditches. Car's flooded. Car's not flooded. Car's totaled. Packs up the things in the car and leaves them in front of the car and starts walking. While walking, miles from the car at this point, she comes across a couple that she had seen earlier, and they had a GoPro video. So there was actually video of her walking. That's the last footage of her right there. I remember
seeing that. Yeah.
And
is she by herself at this point?
She's alone. But
and she says, "What do I do? What do I do? Can you help me?" They say they'll go check it out and come back, and they just go right through the puddle, splashing the car in even further and never go back.
And now the separation between that and the car is miles, right? So now they head down the road that she just walked down, and they come across the car, and they're splashing in the car, and they didn't. Not that they're involved in her disappearance, but they did not render aid.
They didn't help.
And they probably could have. Or
No.
Yeah, so
they
there
didn't,
was no help
even if
given.
they were
Or
under
called,
some
you know,
influence
something.
and didn't want to deal with park rangers or police, they still could have made a call. They could have made a call.
So at the time she's cleaning out the car, there's a bag. Like if your car's totaled, it's the first thing you do. If everybody been in a car accident, you grab things you want to keep.
Clear
whatever.
out.
She puts it in front of the car. Now she's walking. There's a lake right there, Lake Oswego. There's a parking lot. That's where she is. Basically, when they see her, she's like 500 feet from there, which is
little
more
more than maybe
a
more.
thousand. It's you could see it from basically where they were once you pop out of the end, and that's home base for her. That's what she was trying to get all along. That's what she was asking for directions earlier, and so she was basically where she wanted to get. And then again later on, there's a video of someone that actually tries to move her car, and on his video you could see that same plastic bag still there. So I would think if she had made it back to the car, she would have grabbed that bag, right? I don't think she ever makes it back to the car. And there's investigation. So the car's been there. How long was it there before it was found? So like May it was found. It was a long time. So that car sits there for like a month, let's say.
For 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Is it that was 2 weeks? So I thought it was okay. So from the time that Sue reports Danielle, from the last time her boyfriend is communicating with Sue and basically blaming someone else that was at the campground for the last person being with her, and just but he doesn't make that communication for quite a long time. Like, I don't know how many days it was, just off the cuff, but it was days, and where she was like, what's up with my daughter? What's up? And the answers were just red flag, red flag, red flag. Me reviewing it.
Sure.
Leading up to that, Danielle, she's stuck in this relationship, and that's where her dog Roscoe really comes into really being important, as far as I see, being stuck in that relationship. So like Roscoe was her kid. It wasn't just her dog. That
she was
her
a
child.
hostage. She was a hostage because she had to.
She was, and
She suffered so many losses. Danielle was a very successful young woman, dressed appropriately, held down a great job. And after the losses of her two brothers, her father and her grandfather, she really turned back into a 17-year-old and was not coping with the situation with the best choices, especially with this man taking advantage of her at a very vulnerable time.
Sue, can I ask you how she lost her brothers? Or if you don't want to say, that's totally fine.
That's okay. I lost my oldest son to suicide in 2015 on Christmas Day. 10 months later, my son, who was serving as a Marine, died. So we were hit with two very significant losses.
It's very traumatic. That's very traumatic for anyone to deal with, but
it's just unthinkable. Yet I I volunteer with TAPS, they wrap around military families after a loss, and I've been able to mentor to other mothers to try and help myself get through this, as well as help Danielle with her choices. During COVID, she lost her grandfather and then her father within a month of each other. She was living with her grandfather. So the kid just kept getting hit. And it's really hard to cope. I cope because of her. I don't think I would have coped if I didn't have her.
So this incident occurred in the Pine Barrens in the area of Chatsworth, we're saying, correct? So
Yes.
In the event that anyone who's watching or listening lives or has family or friends anywhere in this area that may have potentially seen, and this was in 2024, correct?
Yeah, we're 2 years out now.
2 years out.
We're going into 2 years.
I have hit all the hunt clubs, the hot dog stands, fire stations with the flyers for the $25,000 reward that I'm now offering for any information for a direct location or safe recovery
Do
of
we know
Danielle.
if she ever made the parking lot?
So we don't. So, I went down and just retraced her steps just to see if it was feasible. And, my finding just in my investigation, she never went back to the car. But the last time confirmed it was about 1,000, let's call it 100 yards from the parking lot. You know what I mean? So I would assume she would have made it to that parking lot. She didn't realize she was there just yet because she was still on that trail when she crossed them. And the guy's going, "You're almost there. Just keep going." And it was there.
And that's on the video.
Exactly.
Okay.
On his
She's
video.
young
And
and
where's the
healthy, and
boyfriend?
I've made it.
Boyfriend's
I've
in
made
which
it
jail is he
through
in,
there.
Sue? He's in
What?
so the boyfriend comes.
I mean, at that point in time.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the thing. We don't know where he is.
We don't know.
So we don't
But wasn't seen
There are
on the
things
video.
the
he's not on the
investigation
video.
knows.
She's alone. No, so
that-
she is 100% alone on that video.
Yes.
And prior to it. We just don't
Yes,
know.
with her cell phone in her hand, but not likely to have had tower communication. I have Verizon. I do not lose tower out there, but
So there's no pings or
AT&T,
anything.
They
they
haven't
do.
shared them. There might be,
Oh, they
but the
won't
state
share.
police. So
Well,
I
they
haven't
won't
even
share.
asked for. I
They
wouldn't
have-
share it. So
they have
I
not-
know they wouldn't either. So
Okay.
the state
There's
police are
so
good.
much that they can't share with
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, they
Oh, we
they
get
probably
it.
have a
We
lot
get
of info and
Well, it's still an active investigation
very
on their
active.
part.
Very.
So,
I mean, on
okay.
our end, I'm like one interview away from being able to say, if this person tells the truth, we know what happened here.
Okay.
That's it's there. So that's it's I don't know how many, including you, Sue. We probably interviewed under 10 people. It wasn't that big of an investigation, but we've been working it just like we would any other homicide. But
Every interview led to 5 or 6
yeah,
more.
that's what happened. There's a lot of legs there of people that saw or heard, or a lot of third party. Is it ready to present? It's
And
damn
my
close.
my
Damn
concern
close.
my
Yeah.
concern isn't justice right now. It's just
All of our concern is
But-
we'll get justice from Danielle.
finding her and getting her home. That's really my focus.
One thing about police and everybody does it for the same reason, Sue, and we realize there's a reason for the him not being charged at this point, so but trust the process, trust our system, and as you see, it's not like it ends. So there's a lot of cops listening right now, and we'll get the answers we're looking
They're
for.
very good about answering me and addressing my concerns.
Yeah, the state police have been listen, they have every resource in the world here, so they can, in that area is not like the normal area. You
That's
need-
tough.
It's
That's a tough
can't
area.
even take
Oh,
regular
it's-
cars out there. You got to take.
It's
Yeah,
it's
it's still
grueling
Montana
terrain.
out there.
They
Yeah, we
they
get
brought
it.
me on site when they had horses, drones,
Yeah.
canines, 200 men and women elbow to elbow out there, and it's hard. It's thick. It's
And you don't
very
even know
tough
if we're looking in
terrain.
the right area. That's the real issue, right? So they're looking at where the car is, and very well could have made it back to that
It's anywhere
campsite,
in that
and
miles, yeah.
it's 15 miles to the camp. So,
There was an initial search done in the back of Brendan T. Byrne where they had found it was necessary to search that area for various reasons. A lot of time was spent out there by him.
my investigation
yield-
leading back to that
yielded
campground. To
nothing.
be honest, that's where I'm thinking everything feasibly or
Yielded
probably
nothing.
should have happened, could have happened. I mean, that somehow she makes it back, but
It's torment. It's
that's an understatement. I talked to Sue
It
quite a
really
bit, and she's strong. But how strong can any human be at this point?
Right.
I just heard this. So
Well, she was in good shape. I mean, she was a physically fit.
Danielle was very physically fit. There's no reason for
Correct.
it wasn't a medical condition. It wasn't a suicide. It was it wasn't some it's just it's nothing led that.
no,
led
a
that
body
way
can't
along.
hide itself.
Right, and so had he not been in jail right now, maybe they would have charged faster. They got a little leeway here because he's locked up on parole violations or something. Parole violation with
They
probation or
have
parole.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This same person's been it's aggravated assault on his CCH, but manslaughter charge early
Manslaughter.
on. Yeah, and I spoke to the victim of the manslaughter's sister, who knew him as well from growing up in the area. It was someone, and served time on that manslaughter, escaped while serving time on that manslaughter. And then CDS charges at the wazoo and over 10 confirmed domestic violence incidents, so confirmed.
Is
so
someone that would have known that area?
very much so. And was, riding around on a motorcycle in March out there. So, yeah. So, yeah.
Oh, so he was well versed. Yeah,
Yeah,
he knew
yeah.
where he was at.
Yeah.
Very much so.
And it's not, the hardest conversation we had when I first took this case. So Sue and I come apart. There's one of the volunteers comes across a pair of women's underwear hanging in a place it shouldn't have been. Someone hung this underwear in that place. And they brought it to the state police and listen, we can't test every single, we're just introducing problems. We test every piece and it's the Pine Barren. So they wouldn't test it for their case. It was off. I guess it wasn't near where the car, it was somewhere outward near the car. But it was on a sign, right, Sue, or something that, everybody had seen that sign a bunch of times. And then when they came back, it was hanging up. So they wanted it tested. So we sent it out for DNA testing and
To a private lab.
Exactly.
To your own.
NJPI did. We
Mhm.
sent it to our lab because they're able to say, and listen, this is not Danielle's DNA based because I have Sue's DNA. So it was easy, almost like a parental DNA test. So very doable. And it was fastlabs.com. I was told them if I ever said I'd give them a shout out. Really good. But they didn't find any DNA. You know what I mean? So that was the thing. So on the first swab, nothing hit. So they called me up like this. No, there's nothing to even test.
So what's interesting about that is the state police lab is amazing.
Amazing. And they could do just anything you could dream up. You'd write it up, they'll do it.
Anything. But they are so overworked, so understaffed, and so underfunded because law enforcement doesn't get the funding we need anymore. I dealt with them for years. They were absolutely amazing. And I was also blown away at the amount of evidence I'd submit to ask for a request for analysis that they couldn't do for a number of reasons. And a lot of it was money. A lot of it was we don't have the resources, we don't have the time. And to be honest with you, this doesn't meet the criteria for what we need to do to accomplish our goal. And they have criteria, but they're phenomenal. They're amazing. The private labs are amazing, but they're expensive.
Yeah.
They're very expensive. They can do it because it's the almighty dollar. I guess it's kind of frustrating in a case like this because, again, you see where all the arrows are going. You see where all the fingers are pointing, and you see where we're at, and it's hard to get what you need.
Right.
I have nothing but the utmost faith in the state police. I've dealt with them for years, and I love them, and I do a lot of work with them.
Myself as well.
Their hands are tied. Their hands are tied. This is a case. This is a case that's a very important case, and again, emotionally important to us. But it's a case. It's a number, and that's kind of kind of frustrating. But they're phenomenal, and I know that they're doing everything they can on their end. The Pine Barrens. Think about that.
Right.
It's such a huge area, and for people who don't know or who aren't familiar with the range of the Pine Barrens and what it encompasses,
1 million acres.
Yes, think about that. I mean, and I guess that's what scares me as a parent, thinking about Danielle, where she could be, what condition she could be in, and
That was
for
the
that,
hardest conversation I've had since
That's
I was
hard.
a cop with Sue. When I had to say, after my investigation, here's what I think.
Yeah.
And I remember as a cop that doing that quite, when you work
That's-
with them, that's so. And I had, there's a lot of it could have been, it could have been, it could have been, it could have been, but it probably was this, and that's
Correct.
the probability versus possibilities are everything when you're dealing with this kind of case.
and Sue, with what you've been through,
Ambiguous loss is
Yes.
it's indescribable.
I'm so
Yeah.
sorry, Sue.
and Sue, with the loss of your sons and your husband and your father, I'm so sorry. This is you've been through a lot. You really have been through the ringer. But I have nothing but the utmost faith in Jimmy and JPI, and we're gonna figure things out. We're
very
We're
close,
gonna
very
find
close,
things out,
very, very close.
and we're gonna get you closure. Put it that way.
Anybody listening, if they'll contact the New Jersey State Police Missing Persons Unit tip line, somebody knows something.
It's time. And the ones that thought, hey, listen, no one was working on it or enough time's passed, and it doesn't matter how much time's passing. You're going to be sat down into a room and listen, you're going to sit with the ladies and gentlemen like myself and Mike here, and we know what we're doing. It's time just to come forward, do the right thing. Especially there's a lot of people in here who are very religious. Do the right thing by God, God-fearing person, and it's never too late to do the right thing. And say what happened here, and that's my advice to the witnesses to what happened to Danielle and the offenders of what happened to Danielle.
Now you have more people you're hoping to speak to if all goes well. If it works out.
Every time we talk, like Sue said, we talk to someone, another person comes forward, and there was a lot of witnesses to the events that week, to just strange events. The boyfriend showing up with muddy boots and showing up in the middle of the night, and people who had spoken with Danielle every day, all of a sudden and they went like a week or two without saying, so I mean, that doesn't make any sense. A lot of doesn't make any sense as they're coming up. So circumstantial, 100% circumstantial at this point, and that's the problem the state police are having. At some point, probability versus possibilities, I think we have probably covered here. This is what probably happened, and I can articulate a pretty good case for it. So it's just a matter of the prosecutor's office getting the case from the state police and the prosecutor presenting to the grand jury. And that's, I think, where they're at now. So they should be damn close. So
we hope nothing but the best for you. And we pray for Danielle and for you and your family. And I pray I pray we get a good resolution to this. If nothing else, to get you closure. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what you've been through. Thank you for the state police. Thank you for Jimmy and NJPI. And we're going to get this. We're going to figure this out for you, sister. Okay.
Thank you for spotlighting Danielle. She's a light in this world, and to not have answers is really hard. So I appreciate you guys spotlighting this today. And I know Jimmy will make you aware of any breakthroughs. There is a official Facebook page the facts and updates will come through on that when I get them. I know there'll be answers.
Sue's got her own Facebook page. Sue, you want to say the Facebook page they can follow for that? Because that's the right one to follow.
Yeah, there's several out there, but this one is the official Missing in the Pine Barrens, Danielle Lopez. And it clearly shows her pictures, several of her pictures, but it has the word the official page, because there have been some that just kind of don't necessarily follow with the facts. We've got billboards, we've got flyers. Look for that page, join and share the page, come forward to the New Jersey State Police if you have any information at all.
Hey, Sue, can you please, if you think of it, what's your favorite memory of Danielle? What makes you smile when you think of Danielle? Either as an adult or a child, what's your best memory of Danielle that makes you go to a happy place?
There's several, and I use this all the time, but she's quick-wit, and she was 4 years old, and she was being loud. She's very loud. I'm kind of more reserved, and she came down the stairs, and I said, Dan, you got to keep it down. The baby was sleeping. Her brother was sleeping or something. And she said, Ma, you didn't name me Dan Quiet. You named me Danielle.
Oh, God, I wish we could have her on the show. Sue, thank you. Thank you for calling in, and we're thinking of you, and we're gonna do everything we can for you. You got the right guy in the job here, and we're gonna figure this out. All right, you hang in there. We're gonna figure this out for you.
Thank you for the help.
And Sue, thank you for your son's service. We really appreciate it.
And for you guys' service as well. I appreciate it too.
So you enjoy the rest of the day, hon. I hear you sad. All right, I'll check on you later. Try to keep your head up. All right, dear. I'm sorry
I will
drag that out. I know it's not, but you speaking for her is what's going to get us there. Okay, you're her.
I'll
voice.
never stop.
I know.
I'll never stop.
I know.
Good luck with the storm, Sue.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye, Sue.
So
Tough,
that's
Jimmy. Very tough, Jimmy.
It's a tough one, right?
Yes,
It's-
and I could say I'm sure between BBO and Patriots of the Leaf here, if you ever need any assistance with searches or whatever, we can get a team of
100%.
between the two organizations. Especially with veterans and first responders, we have people we can say, hey, we need help doing something. You let us know and
grid
we'll be
search,
there for you.
whatever you need.
Yeah.
It's going to be a grid search eventually, and that's what I keep saying to everyone. So I think the grid search is at the campsite, and that's kind of.
So nothing's been done at the campsite.
So there has been, I don't know what, and that's not the problem. The state police, that's their
They
case.
do a good job.
Yeah, they're out.
But at a point, there's a limit. It's the state. We know that.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
it's there's a difference between interviewing somebody and asking questions. It takes 1,000 interviews to know how to do that. And it's not something you can just all of a sudden get that. You're the interviewer guy.
yeah.
So. It is something to be said. Listen, they've been receptive. The prosecutor's office has answered all my Oprah requests. Anything that to advocate for Sue within reason has been completely fulfilled, including the state police fulfilling Oprah requests for
Sure.
All the calls they had during the time and stuff. So, I mean, no one's trying to bamboozle her. I just you got one shot when you have a murder case, and I don't know, they're hoping to find a body. I think that's all, and then I think
and it's hard if you think it's somebody that knows the area.
Exactly.
Because they're gonna go someplace that we're not thinking of.
So we're in an interview, and up until this interview, I don't know, a month ago, 2 weeks ago, we don't know where the dog's buried, and that was kind of the domestic violence thing, where she's saying, I don't know where he buried the dog. And that comes from another interview that I didn't know that until that person told me, and then come to find out, we know exactly where the dog's buried. It's in this guy's backyard. You know what I mean? And he should, so that's from another interview. And I'm like, okay, so if the dog's buried there, so just a lot of people involved.
You think about the Gabby Petito case from out in the Midwest and how involved that was. The Pine Barrens, the Pine Barrens is a whole nother animal. And
I mean, the only thing that people know about the Pine Barrens is driving through the parkway and seeing, here's the park, here's the Pine Barrens, and here's where it ends.
Right.
Make a right.
Right.
Yeah. You think it's far off the parkway? It's not. You make a right, and there's a house street, and all of a sudden, you're in the woods, man. And that's
for hours.
There's no
people don't realize
warning sign.
Pine Barrens are.
Well, The Sopranos made an episode.
That was in that.
You know what I mean?
You could, so they're on her search. They found multiple people. There's been multiple bodies found during her search that weren't her.
Unrelated.
Really? Or just during the time that she's been missing, has been recovered in refrigerators, and that was part of it. When I first took the case, there was all these unsolved murders down there, and there's quite a few. And I started going on that. I made that left, and I'm like, all right, this is taking me too far off the tangent. Okay,
Right.
So, but that you could spend, a whole nother investigation on just what the
you
hell's
wind
going
up
on.
doing a search and find 3 other things.
Right, and that's when you
the
start
problem.
doing that, you're almost giving Danielle's case
Well,
a defense, almost
well,
like a
well,
domestic
that's-
violence case. So it's kind of just
And that's the problem, right? Because if you come across 3 other things, now the state police are in charge of, oh shit, we have
exactly.
3 other
Yeah,
things
now we got
going
another
on.
body.
They opened
Yeah.
4
They-
more cases
Right.
in a
Open up a can of worms, basically.
yes.
And they've
And they have to do it. And rightly so. It's just it's a can of worms. Yeah, you're right.
like me. What it needs right now is a new set of eyes. It needs a new set. Whoever's got it needs a new set of eyes. They need to work it from the beginning and compare what everybody says from the first time they said it till today. And the case is done. That's what I'm confident to say that.
Now you think about the cases you had during your career, and you had a lot.
Right.
You had a lot
Yeah.
in Shrewsbury. This is a whole new investigation. This is a whole new, almost a life. This is a whole nother career
Right.
for you. Just this case. Forget the everything
You could
else you're
spend
doing.
an entire career on it. What I mean, you really until it falls, you can keep going with it. And then all of a sudden, there's somebody else. And you got 100 friends. There's 100 formal statements and 100 forensic statement analysis and 100. That's kind of what has been happening here with this case. It's like, all right, I did the statement. Now I got to work a week. I come back to it on the weekend. Now let me do the statement. The
And let-
forensic
go through the
statement
statement,
analysis,
right.
and then it's like, all right, lie, deceptive. You do that on everyone. Like, all right, let's go revisit it.
And
And
you pick it back
I don't
up.
think that's been done just yet by the state police. I think they need a wolf on it to go. Just go. Give this guy, give somebody 2 weeks and let him run with it, and it'll fall. It'll fall. It's ready to fall.
Quick question. Just you were saying that they found other bodies related to this, like
unrelated to her.
Unrelated.
While in the Pine Barrens and just over the border in a PA on that further part, there was because what'll happen is someone will see Danielle's
what county
case.
are we dealing with at this point?
I don't know.
Oh, we don't know. Okay.
Off the top of my head, I don't know what that is down there.
Is that Burlington?
So Burlington is the campground for sure.
Storks.
Burlington.
And then I don't know if it's Ocean County. The Pine Barrens might be Ocean County.
I think so.
Like on the one side, and then where she goes in, where that lake was, not that far off the parkway.
Right.
And then to get to the campground is another 20 minutes, out west.
Which can bring you to Atlantic County. I mean, it can go.
The problem out there, you're like Camden, you're Burlington, Ocean, Salem, like you
Fort
could be
Dix,
so
Brown,
much
Mills,
shit
right, that whole area there is where they're kind of from.
And that area, isn't that area prone to fires as well too? That
So
could
that's
actually
the other thing that happens, right? So in the middle of all this, now this boyfriend likes fire to the point where his Facebook page, which if you looked at it today, because he's in jail, is him holding Campy's snowblower.
Yeah,
he's got
the
that,
torch.
and he's blowing it, and I'm like, okay, so a week after or 2 weeks after Sue, better with the timeline, the Pine Barrens go up. This whole entire area goes up. So that's a whole nother thing.
So it's a correlation.
That's a whole other.
You're right.
Potential
if you're trying to hide evidence, when you light a fire, so that's kind of. But here's the other thing. Maybe she made it back to the campground. It has nothing to do with it because it's Jersey and Pine Barrens go up. But that did happen. So it definitely hindered their search efforts as well. In the middle.
Maybe
of
one thing has nothing to do with the other, but everything's pointing to the one thing.
Did you say
until we know?
You did say that they found the dog buried in somebody's backyard.
So they didn't. So leading up to this, including interviewing the guy that was last kind of with her, the neighbor, he's like, she was so upset about her dog. That's all she talked about. She had no idea. The boyfriend buried the dog and wouldn't tell her where he buried it.
Oh, the boyfriend buried it.
The boyfriend buries it. The neighbor tells him, and so cop wise, domestic violence wise, I mean, this is domestic violence 101. They hold it, and then you want to leave, I'm keeping the dog, that kind of thing. You can't, it's my dog, you're not. So that's kind of that's what was going on. You know what I mean?
Because that's your territory, basically.
Just like a kid, I can't go. I got the dog. It's me and the dog. We're stuck. And so down to motive, I have it. You know what I mean? So like if you're living in a car, and you're living in a car, it's the last place you have to live, right? And you got a tent in a car, and it's fucking March, right? And you're freezing, or April, so they're gonna sleep in that car at night. Well, she flooded it. He had a motorcycle, and she had a car, and she was out for a drive, and made a mistake. And to me, you got motive. You got motive on a domestic violence. You had 10 domestic violence egregious before that, and you got her, an angry person, and you just flooded their house, not just the car. I mean, and that last place, now you have nowhere to sleep tonight. And the neighbor says that this guy's hanging back at the campground for a couple of days after. There's all kinds of bullshit there. So
you look at the Montalvo case from Long Branch that Murphy just granted clemency to. This is the woman who
poor Freddie fucking Dispensier. I mean, poor her family, but Freddie Dispensier poor Freddie and every other poor guy that worked on that case. Freddie took those babies out of the car with his bare hands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's never right after that.
This woman.
No offense, Freddie. I'm sure you were.
No.
She
put her kids in the car, drove to her fiance's house after a domestic, doused the car with gasoline, and lit it on fire. And her fiance was a Long Branch cop, which is heartbreaking. So that family is still to this day reliving this tragedy after they just granted clemency to this woman who's supposed to do 100 years in prison and was just
should have been killed.
Yeah.
Listen, you have to lean towards some sort of mental health issues on that, but that doesn't ever go. You go to jail forever. I don't know what the hell Murphy was thinking.
Death penalty.
Well, that's
or at least you go to the psych house with them forever. One or the other.
I mean back then you got interviewed back on the beach. I mean, this is like 94.
94. That happened in 94 because in 96 in the academy they presented that case to us to give us an idea of crime scene investigation.
The fucking pictures were too much. Imagine being the guys, so
processing that scene with
Freddie had to take the kids out. I don't think the medical examiner would do it, Freddie.
No,
that's what I heard anyway.
18-month-old and a 2-year-old.
He had to take him out of the car.
Burned alive in the car.
And this bitch gets out.
And she gets set free.
She did 25. Well, not even whatever. 30
Not
years?
even. Well, so she was sentenced
94?
in 96. 94 that
Right.
happened. 96 was the case.
I started in 96. That
And
was
she,
my first
yeah,
year.
because that was when they was able to present it in the academy because it had been cleared and they were able to
30
show
years
us
later.
A lot of pissed off good old cops I've been seeing. A lot of Charlie Smithkowski posted. He's been like a lot of guys, but it's just, people are just shocking. But that's,
guys and girls who dealt with it and
they couldn't deal with it. How does that ever go away?
You don't forget that.
You wake
You
up to
don't
the,
forget
that.
that's
And I mean, the family, who thought justice was served.
their closure just got upended completely. Whatever closure they developed, now it's reopening wounds.
It's
which
not
is
a
heartbreaking.
political thing. I just don't
No,
know. It's just
no,
one of those
no.
things I don't understand. It's not even political. You know what I mean? Because I sit down with a million Democrats right now. They'd be like, everybody's saying the same thing. I don't fucking.
Well, that's what's great. Not great, but what's nice to see is Vin Gopal.
Vin, good people, yeah.
The other two, I forget the names, Margie
Margie and
some more.
Luann.
They all came out against this openly against Murphy, which is great. And again, it has nothing to do with politics. It's about right and wrong. If you're a parent,
Humanity.
if you're a humanity,
yeah.
Humanity.
if you're a human being, you can empathize with this scenario in this case. And I'm all about clemency for the right person at the right time for the right reason. But this is not, I can't wrap my head around this at all in any way, shape, or form. And I don't know. I guess this is why I buy lottery tickets.
Yeah, there were other one where there was the AC one, there was a Dewey and then
Yeah.
Fatal, and those go weird. But then as being his friend,
Yeah.
be careful. I might get killed in a parking lot. Let's just let this.
You're talking about the guy that got convicted and released the next day.
Yeah, he got convicted. Actually, the jury didn't come. He
didn't even come back yet.
The jury didn't come back.
And he released him.
And they were like, yeah, they were guilty.
Yeah, Tracy did that on his last day.
That and the bicycles, a pile of fucking electric bikes in Rumson right now. It was like a lot of people in Rumson. Look at a dumpster of
The
them.
Mean Street.
That's nice. That's the nice side. That's a nice side of Rumson down there.
I live in the bad part.
15, I
Remember?
think they get them at 6, 7 years old. They give them at Christmas now. So
Campy, you've been running for an hour, kid. Get up, stretch your feet, clear
Okay.
your head. That was some heavy shit.
yeah, that was a good one.
All right.
We put the link to the Facebook page that she had
And
referenced
Sue
in the
loves
comments.
you.
We had it up on the screen.
We absolutely love you, Sue.
Yeah, that was some heavy
Sue's
shit.
been through it, man. I don't want to go. I've never seen a parent more involved, and as you can imagine, in the investigation. To every T that she makes sure it's dotted. She's very scared of something we work on fucks
Sure.
the case up.
Sure.
So that's kind of where she's
invested.
And we get that.
Just
And we
imagine
get that because
me too.
God forbid.
Yeah.
Listen, you're doing your best, and you just had a bad day,
Right.
and you screw the whole case up, and the guy walks, or the girl
If something
walks,
I
whoever it
did
is,
caused this guy to fucking, I would never forgive me. So that's kind of
No.
where she's, and you and I both know there's nothing we can. Like
No.
the facts
Yeah.
are the facts.
Yeah.
We just present the facts. We don't spin them, and then
You
you
know,
don't have anything to worry about.
defense attorneys make a salary for a reason.
And I work for them now, so I can't even get mad at them.
Yeah,
Like
right.
that's I kind of get it.
That's not a shocker coming from a retired cop.
You know what I mean? And sometimes rightfully so, but not in something like this. You know what I
It's
mean?
never right when it's something like this, but they still
No,
got to
no.
be defense attorneys. I
Yeah,
never get
yeah.
mad at them. The guy's got to do the fucking
I
guy in
know.
freehold.
Yeah,
Somebody's
yeah.
got to be his defense
Somebody's
attorney.
got to be his
But you're
defense
taking a
attorney.
break. We'll start off.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
We'll start off. All right.
All right, folks, welcome back to Campy's Crew Choir
Welcome
Practice.
back.
We're gonna have fun. Let's get this going. Where do we start? My goodness. All right, so a couple exciting things. We when we arrived today, there was a whole bunch of chunks of ice on the steps in addition to salt. So whoever spread the ice around, thank you. I guess that was kind of a, I don't know, a pitfall, a challenge. We survived. Yeah, we made
I do
it.
believe that was Mo.
What was it? Okay.
Yeah, I do believe so. Yeah.
Oh,
Mo, good job. Thank you, my friend.
Because he's the one that brought the ice up. So.
Well, I was asked about it.
Well, Mo's not here. www.lineofduty.com.
lineofduty.com. So here we go. Phase 2. We're getting back in it. Mackenzie, thank you for rocking the show. Mackenzie, if you can, for those of you who can't see, Mackenzie is our official mascot who's romping around and making it rain in this club. She's doing a great job. She's very bummed that Chris left because Chris was feeding her scraps from the pizza, which is very exciting. But Chris, thank you very much for that. Mackenzie's very appreciative of that. Again, thank you to Sean from Famous Cigars, 90 Mort Drive, Easton, PA, for all the deliciousness. Those amazing cigars were absolutely phenomenal. We had a lot of fun with our first round, which is great. And Jimmy, thank you for having Sue on. That was I know that wasn't easy for her, but
we're absolutely heartbroken. It's a tough case.
It's a tough one.
It's a tough case, and as I said before, I'm sure BBO and Patriots of Leaf, if we could ever help, please reach out. Like I said, we have a vast network between law enforcement, veterans, and first responders. We're willing to help, but we'll get you guys out there to help you. Just reach out to us. We'll definitely help you.
We will scour the Pine Barrens. We will look for anything, anywhere, and we'll get it done. And
I appreciate that.
You know, he's just running around naked in the Pine Barrens all the time. Anyway, so
all the time.
What else do you do in the Pine Barrens?
That's it. That's what we do. You know, being retired is a blessing, but at the same time, you miss the job, you miss the calling, you miss what you did, and this for you is so great because it's a second shot, it's another round, it's another up at bat, and what you're doing is amazing, and it's so impressive, and it means so much. Yes, Mackenzie, we agree.
Is it? And Jimmy, I'm going to ask you this question. Are you doing what you thought you wish you could have did as a cop?
Yeah.
You
So
know
that's
what I mean?
funny.
Like,
So-
I ask you that. That's a weird question, but sometimes as cops, we can't do what we really want to do. Am I wrong in saying that?
You're 100% right. It's like being a kettle without a top. You know what I mean? Like listen, there's a reason, you know, you have bosses, and there's a reason, and there's budgets, and there's this, and there's that. But yeah, when you're you know, when it's your case, and you're like, go knock on this guy's door because no one can tell me not, you know, and just go talk to this person. You know, I have a license. I do answer to the state police, but they're, you know, they'll it's not like policies and procedures. Let's put it to you that way. As far as, you know, what you can ask people, what you can't ask people.
Granted, there's a limit to what you can do, but I get it.
Yeah, you know. It's nice. It's really nice. Just taking the case, you know, it's just, you know, like I said, that what that case needs is a fresh set of eyes, and not that the investigator did anything wrong. It just needs a new person to come in and go, you know, put this down and work it from start to finish. Like, you know.
So for guys that are not retired, retiring, or interested in getting in this line of work, is it as dangerous as a job?
Is it dangerous? No. Security work in Newark is definitely more dangerous. Like Port and Newark warehouses where I first retired to, it was a different beast, especially coming from Shrewsbury, Newark in general, for the Newark guys and Patterson cops, and that's a different beast up there. You know, Port Authority guys and the million other agencies. I wasn't used to it. I'm used to policing Rumson, Shrewsbury, Little Silver,
Main Street.
The bad areas.
I mean,
the rough and tough Monmouth County
he confides to me sometimes, and he's crying in the kennel, and I'm like, it was just a cat in the tree.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's the mailbox is blowing down was a real thing, and I never took offense to it because I was like, I didn't fill out your job application. Nobody told your ass to go work there.
Mailbox baseball.
Exactly.
Mailbox baseball was one of our biggest issues in the greater peninsula area. Teens driving around knocking down mailboxes with baseball bats.
but you always had that one guy that put an I-beam in the middle.
Yeah.
That was the Leafs. I charged the guy. They would drive through his Leafs. He put fucking bricks in it, and I like, we're gonna kill somebody. He's like, yeah, but they're my Leafs. I'm like, they're Leafs.
They're Leafs. That is so. Oh my god, that's so funny.
Will
Kids'
come down
fuck
the
cars
street.
totaled.
DPW will come down the street. Yeah, I always had I had a history. I remember this way back in high school. I had a history teacher. He goes, I used to have these kids that rode motorcycles across my front lawn in the neighborhood. So I set up a come along on an angle and started putting in my front yard. And he goes, local PD pulled up. I was like, what are you doing? He goes, I'm going to teach these kids. And
Kill
he goes,
somebody.
take it down. He goes, he just did it to have the cops come by.
And
they went to the kids and like, stop riding across
Stop
his
before
lawn.
he fucking kills you.
This guy's going to kill you. I'm like, what are you nuts? He's like, taught him a lesson. They didn't think about it twice after they saw me put the come along and the wire up. I'm like, what are you nuts? I'm like,
just on side of that other side of that bridge, you go over the big bridge, and the world changes, and then you come back to our side.
So,
and it's like
I have a good friend of mine that works with me. He's from Galloway.
And
he says when he crosses the Driscoll Bridge, he thinks he's in Canada.
Policing
he thinks
wise,
he needs a passport.
That bridge keeps us honest, man.
It does.
And it's Middlesex County. Like you just go from Woodbridge to Cerebral. It's not even...
Well, Edison's another world. Edison's a whole nother.
They all have their own fucking tattoos. Each town up there has its own story. Patterson was so much worse than I thought it was until like you haven't lived till you try to like interview somebody at 11 o'clock at night in Patterson and like call Patterson to let them know. Yeah, you're like, hey, I call a phone number and nobody fucking answers because like I call the PD to let them know we're out here and nobody answered. Like, so I guess we tried 911. Like, they're on their own, man. No, that's a different kind of policing. I didn't.
Don't they have a whole nother? Did they get taken over by the prosecutor's office or something?
I don't know.
Someone else took over.
City, I think.
I remember that. I remember that.
Remember Keensburg?
Yeah. Oh my God. That was something.
Oh, it might have been
Keensburg. I'll tell you what.
Newark was taken over for a while, but I think they're back to being their own.
Last 10 years, Keensburg has been phenomenal, and I always like Keensburg. I always had a couple good guys.
That was like a political bullshit thing that caused that, not the PD back then, but
correct.
Always is. Scotty Rongo was I worked the wire with him right before I went out. Fucking Rongo was a rock star.
Jeez. Oh my God.
Yeah. Their PD was real squared away, and they another one took good care of their guys. Another PD, like if you did it for the right reason, they had your back. They really took care of their own.
Wayne Davis. They had a great group of guys that were always a lot of fun, easy to call. And what was nice is when you'd call, they'd answer.
Another one. You were always end up in Keensburg for some fucking weird case.
It all came back to Keensburg. Right.
Yeah, it was like Homeland Security, me, state police, prosecutor's office kicking in a door. We're in Keensburg for somebody with a bomb or some crazy shit.
One of the scariest experiences of my life was when I was in narcotics and my brother Bobby was on loan to narcotics, and he went into Keensburg to make a buy. So we're all set up on the ancillary. We're on the perimeter. He goes in. He's going to buy a gun and drugs from a guy, and he goes in and. He gets to the house, but when he goes in the house, we lose the wire, so we can't hear. And we're like, all right, give it a minute or two, whatever.
So we tear the fucking front of the house off.
Well, that's it. We're ready to go in and light the place on fire. And he's in there fucking playing Nintendo or whatever. What was the fucking NFL, the game, the football game?
John Madden.
He's in there playing Madden, drinking a PBR, and just killing time, making stuff with the guys. And we're outside sweating like, hurry, get the guys ready, get the ram ready. We're going to hit the door. We're going to do it. All of a sudden, the wire comes back up. He's walking out. He bought the gun. He's got his drugs. He's on his way. And
Which
we're like,
wire was it? The keychain or the phone one?
Oh, my
They
God.
had two of them. They both fucking did it all the
well,
time.
it was a
fucking
1 watt.
keychain.
It was
Yeah,
a 1
yeah,
watt,
yeah.
and you would think it would have worked that far. And he comes out. And we're like, what the fuck were you doing in there? He's like, playing Madden.
Yeah, got the job done.
Motherfucker. It
Your
scared
brother
the shit out of me.
And I went to the academy together, and we almost didn't make it from our, not the academy. We made the academy breaking each other's balls and everything, but man, we partied, you know. So we got the keys to the kingdom when you first got the badge in the 90s, and you could do whatever the fuck you wanted.
Yep.
We were down in Atlantic City. We're still in the academy. We did Atlantic City. Now we're going home from Atlantic City, and Bobby decides he's gonna fucking run every traffic light on fucking Main. Right? So we're all
Is this in Atlantic City?
AC.
I want to stay for a fucking traffic light in Atlantic City.
Right. So we're like, and I don't fucking, I'm laying down, you know, whatever. And all of a sudden, I hear the fucking and Bobby heading towards the parkway. So next thing I know, we're surrounded, fucking guns ripped out of the car. And he's, well, it's okay, we're cops, you know, like
we're on the job,
throwing our badges in the fucking river. Like, we didn't get arrested, and we graduated, but yeah, your brother's fucking.
My God.
Mirth, what the hell was that?
Harry Murtha.
Mirth is still working.
So
he was in the car, and Tommy
McGowan.
Fucking
Tommy McGowan, who
He's
now
not
works.
He's a fucking long.
Yeah, he left. Yeah, he longshoreman. Yep.
Love
Tommy. Oh my God.
I think the same night they tackled the fucking. We were standing there playing a slot machine. Tommy comes running by and tackles it off the pedestal like it's a fucking linebacker. Fucking, there's still pennies and shit. I'm like, I guess we gotta go. I think that was right then. Yeah.
That might be another show. We may have to have Tommy, Bobby, and you, and Harry Murtha, and get Steve Schneider in just for laughs. Holy shit.
Schneider, me and him did Brookdale together. The man.
Yes.
Yeah. We
Yep.
started. Yeah.
That's right.
God. What a blast.
Oh, that's right.
I did January to November in Brookdale, and it was fucking amazing. And if they paid any money, I would have stayed. I was like, it was amazing.
Now the sheriff's department does that, right? It's
yeah,
not...
I think they just took all the Brookdale cops, made them sheriff's officers, so they got some decent raises, rightfully so. Finally, yeah. So I think that's what.
So they don't have a PD anymore?
No, they dissolved.
That's right.
We were under that president that got locked up. It was different back. But you couldn't carry a gun. It was all kinds of crazy shit.
You couldn't carry.
You couldn't carry a gun during the day.
Princeton can't carry guns either.
It was you were a holster, and they would
PD
leave the gun in the thing. They never actually did it, but like it was a policy. Like you're supposed to leave.
And you
gun.
guys carried the Smith & Wesson model 686, right? The revolver, stainless with the 4-inch. Yeah.
I love that.
Oh my God, I love that gun. So it's funny that when I was a special, that was what I qualified with. That's what I learned.
Class 2 in Manasquan. That's what I qualified with.
Same thing.
And fucking
model 66. Yep. And I.
They were the last two.
I bought one.
I worked at both places.
Yeah. Well, but you couldn't miss. You could knock out the
all the
ass end of
instructors
a
would
gnat.
come up to you and say you're gonna be great, this and that. Then they would hand you fucking 35 speed loaders.
Right.
Now,
yeah, speed loaders. Speed loaders. I don't think anyone knows what a speed loader is anymore. And that was the greatest
you
thing.
had the fucking speed load to make the time. That was part of it.
Well, and you had 6 rounds in that thing. Boom, boom.
Everybody else had 16. And we had that was we
Long Branch had the Beretta 92. We had a Smith & Wesson model 66. Oh my God. That's so fun to think about.
It seems like yesterday, but I guess it was a long time ago. Now we're talking about wheel guns and shit.
When you say
Box
it out
Chevy,
loud,
I had a box Chevy there.
Box Chevy, a 91 Chevy Caprice, because they kept cars for like 10 years back then.
Drove fucking half a mile around Brookdale all day. Even though, so, and he would make it run for that chief. Sanford was the man. He gave him a budget and he made it work. And we had those fucking box Chevy till I was 2001. They still had that box Chevy. I drove it to the academy. Box Chevy. Then we had the round Chevy, which was fucking awesome. That thing was a rocket ship.
Well, they had Corvette engines. Remember the LT1? I think it was called Chevy LT1.
That thing was fucking crazy.
They made them so good that they had to discontinue it because it was too expensive. Because they were making Corvettes into police cars.
Fucking Chargers were the same shit. When we got that Charger the first year, I was doing like $130 down Sycamore. Like look down, like holy shit.
Now you have a V6 Explorer. Good luck chasing somebody.
We were ripping the Chargers. They couldn't keep them running because we were, you get it and put it to the floor on the way to an alarm call. Like,
yeah, right. Think about that. Oh my God, it puts things in perspective.
We had a good time though, man.
Mo and I were laughing because we were talking about our first cars when we first got on, and again, you think about where he's at versus where we're at and stuff, and their equipment's a lot better than ours. We had the worst of the worst. We had whatever was left over. You know, you get what you get. And Mo knows what what he's got nowadays versus what we had then. But I feel like every generation is going to bitch a little bit more about, I wish this was better. I wish the air conditioning was better. I wish it was faster. We had fun shit back in the day. And we don't know it till we don't have it. And we look back on it and we're like, I kind of want that back.
Taking a jump over Sycamore railroad tracks to see how far you can get the car off all 4 tires.
Well, railroad tracks, think about that. Towns that have railroad tracks in their jurisdiction have exponentially more wear and tear on their cars because each time you go over them, it gets a little more beat up. But then if you're driving like we do, on the midnight shift, if you want to see what more you can get done, the mechanic has a lot of
Sparks
shit to do.
shit come out.
We didn't have the cameras, thank God.
We had them, but you could pit stop, and no one ever fucking watched them unless something went wrong. And I guess
unless something went wrong.
Now there's people that just watch them for a living. Now
they
that's
watch
the
them,
fucking
yeah.
crazy stuff.
I have a friend that was in a big department. I won't name the names. So he's in a big department. He goes to the motor pool, and they hand him. Oh, here's the loaner, and he looks at it. He goes, "Okay, this is the loaner. Brand new car. His car is like got fucking 130 miles on it. This, that, and the other." He goes, "Where do you keep the stickers for the car?" I'm like, "Oh, right over there." And he's in the motor pool. He pulls the stickers off his car, changes the numbers on it, takes the new car. It took him 4 months to figure out he had the brand new car that was supposed to be the motor pool car. They're like, "Where the fuck's this car?
How'd you do this?"
I'm like, "Oh, they gave it to me. This, that, and the other thing. I thought this was the new car."
Oh, my bad. Yeah. Oops, that's on me.
Change the numbers on the side of the car.
That's fucking right.
And he's probably listening right now, so he's probably fucking laughing his ass off because he knows it. Won't name the department. But
what I love is through our careers, like we pretty much
she
lived.
liked it. Where is she?
She did.
She's leaving apparently.
Come here.
Stop.
Right by the door.
Chris left. I want to
that's
go.
the pizza man.
She's like, my friend left.
Go see Mo. He's got chicken for
Come on,
you.
go
Come
get
here.
you.
We through our careers, for the most part, we lived in our cars. That was our office.
Oh,
You know what I
forgot
mean?
about it,
And it was a great thing because I always felt envious of my friends who worked in an office that didn't have a window. We drove around in an office with 4 windows. We could see everything all the way around, and we lived in our car. We monitored our own heat, our own air conditioning. We listened to the radio. We had Howard Stern in the mornings. I'll never forget one day, again, in the mean streets of Rumson, picked up a lost Jack Russell Terrier, put it in the car with me, drove around the neighborhood trying to figure out where it belonged. Went to a house where I knew they had Jack Russells. Left the dog in the car, left the car running. We didn't even lock our cars in. Walked up to the door, knocked on the door. Lady comes out and said, "Hey, just out of curiosity, we got a Jack Russell. Is it yours?" She goes, "No, ours is here." I was like, "All right." She goes, "Well, let me take a look. Maybe I know whose it is." So we walk out to the car. The dog is sitting there looking out the window at me. I go to open the door. It's locked because the fucking dog ran back and forth, locked me out of my car. And each time it went back and forth, it stepped on another button that was turning on lights, sirens. So now I'm outside. Neighbors are coming out, and I'm like, jiggling on the door because I left the keys in the car. It's running. And the Jack Russell's looking at me, laughing his dick off, like, "Who's the jerk off now?" I had to call headquarters because I was the only one on the road. Someone off duty, because we only had one guy on the road at the time, had to come in to get a spare key in the mean streets of Rumson to come unlock my car because the Jack Russell locked me out of the fucking car. That's the struggle I had as a Rumson.
Struggle.
Yeah.
The fleet key came on.
I feel like dude, there could have been worse struggles.
Well, there could have been, but that was my struggle at the time in 1999 in the mean streets of Rumson in a Ford Interceptor.
Yeah, were you on like township dispatch or county?
We had local dispatchers, and we grew up as
So
came
if
on
you needed
as
backup, who the hell did you get?
Oh, well, we had a good agreement with our surrounding towns. Little Silver, always monitored. Fairhaven, always monitored. And if we called in something good, like the one time I had an actual burglary in progress where guys were stealing a safe from the liquor store, guys came from Middletown, Shrewsbury, Mike Gallagher. Yeah. Guys came from everywhere because they heard me screaming like a 3-year-old. She wants the pizza. And
left your home bad girl.
Within minutes, we had 6 cops from all over the place. Yeah. Even though there was only one guy in the road at the time, we had help, which was good because everyone took care of their neighbors. Everyone policed They're
You
good.
have to. You went down to 2s, and occasionally, once a month, you'd have a call that you needed 4. You know what I mean? Like the one autistic kid that you just had to take down. And
Yes.
It was like, like
Yes.
oh, the was the one kid, the dad, Little Silverhead, the dad sent him to fucking karate school. He was a black belt. And every time I went there and got my ass kicked, I would tell him, like, why the fuck did you send him to karate school?
Right.
Like, it was good for, but it was like a monthly thing. We'd go in there and fucking kung fu fight for fucking half an hour
And
you'd
wrestle
charge
to
the guy
get him down
just to
in
get him to the
column.
hospital.
Right. Oh my
But you needed everybody,
God.
you know.
But when you needed it, you got it. That was
Within
nice.
5 minutes. So your response time in the 2 square mile towns is under 3 minutes.
Yeah.
You got your first, and then backups under 5. You know, it was good.
And
Like,
when
it
you
was-
called in something
you
good,
heard the
when you
sirens.
called in and they
Yeah.
heard you on the radio, like you needed help.
well, back then you could scan each other. Now they can't do it
You
anymore.
can't. There's so many different frequency
Well, they're
modifications.
digital or some shit.
Digital,
so there's,
yeah, and I don't
Yeah,
understand. all
good
that.
thing we went to that P25 compliance and made it so everybody could
sound
listen
like
to each
tin.
other.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
I hear them now with the portables. I couldn't hear it. I mean, I grew up with a radio, and I couldn't.
Right.
There's no urgency. Everything is computerized. No,
Right.
Well,
No.
if you were a dispatcher and I was a dispatcher, we have that ear.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that ear. Like,
Right.
how the hell did you understand that? I was like, because I worked at a dispatch center.
Mhm.
Like, I can hear it, and it sounds silly, but
You hear ancillary sounds that no one else hears.
Nobody else hears.
They're
because
fighting. You
learn-
knew
you
just
learn.
by they're
Yeah.
Struggling. And I feel like
And
that's,
even if you didn't get the whole thing, you know there was a problem because you were
Send
just
help.
like, "What the hell just happened?"
Yeah.
That didn't sound
right.
That didn't
Normal.
sound right. Like,
I'm going to
what's
start
wrong?
making my way over there
Yeah,
because
yeah,
that
yeah.
sounds like something
Buddy
wrong.
Fitzgerald's fighting.
Yeah. Buddy Fitzgerald. Oh, yeah. We got to get him and
Not
Danny
fighting, Buddy
Lloyd.
solving the problem. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
he's addressing
Yeah.
something. Oh my God, Buddy Fitzgerald. Oh man, you know what? We got to get them on. That'd be a fun one. We got
Big Dick Dan
them.
Lloyd and Buddy.
Leahy. Yeah, we could get a
God,
whole
Leahy's
crew
working in the Shrewsbury school now. I heard.
in the schools.
Which is
Yes,
so
and they
funny.
love him, and they absolutely
What's
love him.
not to love about him? What's not to love? That's that.
Was that?
Can I just
Drawing a
mention out that you're like a heathen when you smoke a cigar? Did you see here?
Yeah.
Nothing. You
Yeah,
look
no, I like to
the
make-
cigar exploding
I'm
across
gonna light
America.
this one back up.
I spread myself around. I like to share in what I'm doing. In fact, I gotta light it again.
You see that
I'm
lighter?
that guy.
Thanks.
All right, so I want to hear a funny story. So let's do a little bit of this. We had a great first round, and I'm so glad for Sue for being on. And I want to lighten it up a little bit, and let's talk about some funny things. Mo had some good points, and he was so impressed with what we did our first round, and he has a very good point. We're going to do some funny stuff here. So let's talk about some things that are funny.
funny.
Let's talk about some funny experiences we had on the job, funny stories we had on the job, good, bad, or otherwise, demented, disturbing, exciting, or just straight up hilarious. What are some of your funniest? Or think about it. Don't rush. But think about one of the funniest things that you had while you were on the job. And what I love about this is working in I had the opportunity to work in a very small town, which is great. I worked in a middle busy town, Red Bank, and then I did the prosecutor's office, which was, demented, a little bit of everything. I have some of my funniest stories from small town experiences because it's Mayberry. It's life interrupted.
What was
and
that fucking movie that came out? The comedy movie, the Super Troopers.
Oh,
the
yeah.
first one.
Yeah.
yes,
That's
The second
literally
one
how our
sucked.
job was.
that was very
It was not
accurate.
that far off. It was
No.
that fucking wacky.
It
And
really
that,
was.
That and
And they're in the process of making the third.
the first one. I don't know, like the first. I remember watching the first one. Like I totally would do that. I think I did. do that.
100%.
I have done that. I almost shot somebody. Yeah, like yeah. Like,
We had pranks where we'd try to say, all right, I need you to get on the radio and get this line off at some point today, whether calling in a car stop or whatever it is, somehow incorporate this. And then when we got the dash cams and you'd be talking to people on the roadside, be like, all right, I want you to find a way to get this off on a car stop and I want to watch it later on. Then we had races around on the midnight shift, driving around town in reverse, only in reverse, making right-hand turns. How fast can you get from Center Street all the way around back down Avenue 2 in
then we
reverse?
gotta go check the crab trap. I'm like,
Yes. Oh my God.
It was if you weren't stopping cars, there really wasn't much to do. So we would fuck with each other when we're stopping cars.
Yes.
As much as and back then, stopping cars meant a different thing. It was
Yes.
like, you didn't stop a car for the ticket. You stopped. It was where you coming from.
You were looking for
you
right.
had a conversation, and everything was fucking illegal. So you know how many awards I got for marijuana arrest, and I feel terrible now because I'm like a pothead. But
when
it's
you think
terrible.
back, no,
it's not. It's not. But
but think about it. That was what we had to do. You had to fill the time.
I got the Drug Buster Award for like 100 fucking weed arrests, but that's what I did for a living. You know
That's
what I mean?
how we got it done.
It was. And listen, it always evolved into so a drug arrest evolved into something about you would flip the guy and this and that, and it would turn. But yeah, it was always a reason for it. But funny.
But there was always a next step.
We did everything.
Started with the funny. Yeah.
I mean, everything we tried to do was funny, Mike. So like, I didn't do anything if I wasn't having a good time. You know.
Yes.
So
yes.
Funny stories. I'd like to think of one of you. I mean, like, I don't have. So mine. I was interviewing a fucking weenie whacker, and I was really. I might have did this last time. I don't know. That you walked in. You just went to sex crimes.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know you that well. I knew your brother, but your family was a bunch of legends. You know what I mean? I'm like, so I'm like, this guy's coming in, and I was really nervous. And we're going to interview this guy, and like in front of the guy, man, I feel like you call weenie. What's your word? Weenie whacker or something? It was something.
Oh, I had a bunch.
You had it was like because it was a kid case, so nobody gave a fuck. You could do whatever the fuck you wanted. Like the interview room, the interview was done before the interview room, and then the interview room.
We had a pre-interview.
You did a pre-interview, and
yeah.
I'm sure they still do. And then, I don't know with the cameras, probably not. I don't know, but that's how police work. You know, you had to.
We did our kid toucher preview, and then
kitty toucher. But I remember whatever the fuck you call him, weenie whacker. I freaking forget. It wasn't the guy was sitting there, and Mike was. So what are we gonna do with this fucking weenie whacker? And I look at the guy, and the guy looks at me, and his eyes, and I look at him. Like, and I'm like, oh, I guess we could do whatever the fuck we want here, you know. So,
and before the cameras went on, it was no holds barred. We just let it ride. But what was good was you softened the person up. You gave them a preview of what was about to go down, and they were like, "Oh, this isn't working out my way. Like, I'm not leaving here the way I expected."
I thought I was gonna come here and lie.
I came here with a story. You just fucked it all up. I don't know what you're thinking. Oh my god! But it was a different time. You know what I love? I love thinking about, especially car stops. You see people at their best and their absolute worst on a car stop because you have just interrupted someone's day. You just put the lights on and maybe they just didn't use their blinker. Maybe they just blew a stop sign, whatever it is. But you're about to explain to them that you just fucked up and now I'm here to explain to you what went wrong. Stop signs. Stop signs are some of my favorites because of the old joke that we learned in the academy. You walk up to someone, hey, how you doing? You know, no big deal. You need your license, registration, insurance. You blew a stop sign. No, I slowed down. And then you give the explanation. If I took my nightstick out and started smacking you on the head, would you like me to slow down or stop? Right. You'd probably want me to stop, right? Because if I keep smacking you even slower, it's going to continue to hurt. I'd rather you stop. That's what we need you to do at a stop sign. Stop. That's lost on people until you explain it that way. And then they have that, oh, yeah, I guess I kind of get it. Do me a favor, stop at the fucking stop sign. And I wrote a lot of tickets as a cop, but I got more out of just running my mouth and talking shit to people than I did from writing the ticket.
Quick,
and they got it. And they'd be like, oh, I didn't really think of it that way. Well, you weren't thinking, to be honest with you. So do me a favor, think about it next time. Here's your shit back. Slow down, have a better day. And you accomplish things. And every now and again, you'd run into someone and be like, hey, you pulled me over a couple months back. I was like, okay. And I don't remember. Thanks for not writing me tickets and being mean to me. It's like, oh, okay. But then sometimes you'd be really nice to someone. You know, you meet that person who's just having a rough day and they're like, yeah, I totally fucking blew that stop sign. I'm not paying attention. I'm this. My mom's sick. This, that, and the other thing. No problem. Slow down. Have a great day. You have the chance to change someone's day, good, bad, or otherwise.
Fucking life.
Every time, right? and I'm a firm believer, even with my my sarcastic sense. Laughter and smiles are contagious. You make one person smile each day, you've accomplished something. You make one person laugh each day, you doubled your investment. You just cured cancer. Get them the fuck out of here. Move them on, get it done, and keep moving. And we laugh about it. The fact that you can't remember one specific story is because you have too many fucking stories.
I'm trying to think of one that would make relevant.
But that's the thing. And as you say,
every day was a story. Every day. I didn't set out, and if I didn't have a story, then I wasn't a successful day. So we did.
That's it.
I cried myself to sleep story, funny fucking story that I could tell at the bar later.
Jimmy, every story.
I got one.
Like every day left. Oh, you got go.
I got
Jump
one.
in.
So do you Chenoweth, the family? There's a lot of them, right?
Rob. Well, there's a Middletown, Little Silver,
Ocean
they're all over.
Floor. So the Little
yeah.
Silver one, I'm convinced. The reason I'm convinced he's fucking with me. So being so close, all of our towns on the midnight shift, it's fucking boring. So you do pranks on one another occasionally. So like this prank started with me taking a Hess truck, parking it in Law's parking lot, lighting it onto fire, and calling it a truck fire, like a little fucking toy Hess truck I got out of the dumpster. So Chenoweth pulls up and he's got to, but I like it called in, you know what I mean? And now he's got to fucking explain it's a Hess truck. So a week later, I get a call for a deer struck in the middle of Sycamore. I go up and there's a fucking one of those fucking wooden deers people put on the lawn, laying out in the fucking thing like a family of them. So I take that deer, fucking put a string on it, go to Little Silver, throw it over the power lines. You know, now it's in the middle of fucking Sycamore. So then again, now another day goes by and I'm like, I got another idea. So I got a remote control car. I call in like a car driving egregiously in the same parking lot. Fucking Chenoweth pulls up and I'm doing the thing. So he drives over it. He doesn't know. He can't see me. I'm in the woods with the remote. So like another week goes by and he doesn't. So I don't get to the punchline yet. So another week goes by and I go to Stacy Gem and I steal a fucking mannequin. And me and Mike Gallagher, for whatever reason, made masks of ourselves. So we had printouts of our face. So I put a picture of my face on the mannequin. And he's touched and I put his hand on his lap, like on his dick. And I'm like, I call in, guy touched himself at the Little Silver train station. So he pulls up and it's the fucking mannequin. He calls me, goes, dude, what is your fucking problem? And I'm like, it's funny, right? And he's like, what are you doing? He wasn't the one that called the first. He never started it. I just thought it was him and did like 6 fucking things to him. Finally, he's like, dude, stop fucking doing. How do I explain to people? Like, because it's like my police fucking picture. You know, everybody knows me. Like, I never got that mannequin back either, by the way. But yeah, that.
It's still in evidence.
You can't get away with that anymore.
Can you? Why can't they? Because they gotta stop telling on each other. Like,
that's it. That's it.
Happened on okay, it happened on camera. Don't tell on yourself. No one's watching. Apparently, they are watching. But like, that was. We would fucking. And I was thinking Red Bank with you guys. So you weren't, this wasn't you or Bobby or any of them guys, but Red Bank was notorious for like, you get a power line because we'd share intersections. Mm-hmm. They just wouldn't fucking show up. So you'd be out there directing and or they'd show up and put like a stop sign in the middle of the fucking road or whatever. So we would fuck with Red Bank. You'd bring your cones and close the fucking road, their road, which would back up into fucking Middletown, Maple Avenue, all the way to fucking because they wouldn't and just open Shrewsbury into Red Bank. Like it was like, yeah, I mean, we did whatever we, not whatever we wanted, but damn near. We did. And the AC story, that was just one night of fucking every night. I was like, it was different back then. But
working the fireworks back in the day. Oh my God. The fireworks was a free for all. The fireworks, and I only did it for 3 years.
Andy Davis was the fireworks. That was my guy with the fucking, that was my guy. That was my, take a sip of this.
Andrew Davis.
Take a sip of this. You don't want to, you better take a sip of it.
So anyone who remembers the Red Bank fireworks back in the day, the 90s, straight up to 2011, remembers the chaos that unfolded when you would try to leave. Getting into the fireworks was one thing, trying to get a parking spot, trying to get there, but leaving was the mass exodus.
3 hours.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like
5 corners.
Lucky, yeah.
Oh,
forget about it.
And I had 5 corners for 2 years, just directing traffic there. And it was like,
I had a friend that owned condo in right there by Sandy Hook, that big building on 36.
Oh, East Point.
Yeah,
East Point.
So they owned like a thing there, so they had a big like observatory. So we would go there and watch fireworks for all the towns.
Yeah,
best place to watch fireworks.
You could see Long Branch. Yeah, it's the highest point on the eastern seaboard.
Yeah. The Atlantic. Yeah, exactly. It's the highest point up there. So we used to go there and then we could just drive out of the park.
Yeah,
right out.
New York City, you could see from that. You saw
36 never backs up. That fucking beautiful.
That was
you're on it forever, but that's where I'm.
I gotta tell you, the funniest thing I ever did wasn't as a cop. I was working EMS, and this one I worked BLS, And it was before I was a cop. And this one paramedic unit had this like stuffed lizard in the back of their medic unit. So I look at my partner. I said, "Drive me to Walgreens." He goes, "For what?" I said, "I need to buy a Polaroid camera." He goes, "What?" I was like, "I need to buy a Polaroid camera." He goes, "What?" So I go on this Walgreens, middle of the night. We work nights. I said, "Drive me over to this firehouse that they were stationed." We had the code. We go in the door. They're sleeping. I take the lizard. I take Polaroid pictures of it. Know they're going to go on jobs and make ransom notes and hang them up at the ERs. If you want your lizard back, it's $500 and this, that, and the other thing. And I hung them up on all things. About 3 hours goes by, and the door to my station opens up. Boom! Where's our lizard? You guys, what are you guys talking about? Like, you have our lizard. They search our entire station. We put it up in the drop ceiling. We let them go for about a week before we gave it back, right? And they're like, "You bastards! We were searching. They had no clue who had it. We're like $500. And it's just a stupid little lizard. The guy he's to keep in the back of the ambulance. Stuff lizard.
That is perfect. That's
but I went out and bought a fucking middle of the night Walgreens at like 2 o'clock in the morning. I bought a fucking Polaroid camera because I'm like, well, they can't trace this back.
Right. Well, I was
and it was like at the point where like digital cameras just started. I don't even think we had it on our phones.
No.
Like we still had flip phones.
We had to fucking develop the film and the crime scene film when I started. I couldn't take it.
Right?
It would.
You didn't know if you took a good picture or not.
I took that fucking class in Photoshop.
Yeah,
like,
you didn't know if it was good till it came back from fucking Photoshop. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, they were pissed about a week, and I gave it back to them. Like, you bastards had it in.
Got 'em.
Sometimes like I had it in the ceiling. Like they came, they're like, "Come on, we know you got the lizard." We're like, "Yeah, it's up there." They're like, "Where?" They're like, "You guys fuckers put it in the ceiling." We're like, "Yeah, we figured you wouldn't look up there."
Well, you had to have thick skin. You had to. Thick skin.
You had to.
And when you were getting your balls broken, that's what's lost now. I don't think anybody can get their balls broken anymore. Like
that was the coming of age. That's how you learn.
If you couldn't take it, then get the fuck out because it's not gonna get any better.
But that's how you became a good cop.
Yeah.
You became a good cop because you rode the shit. You learned, you heard the crap, and you were treated like garbage, so to speak, but in a good way, in an endearing way. And they did it in such a way that you learned from it, you made it your own, and you basically were like, all right, I got this. Those
guys would fucking flatten all 4 of my car tires because they were bored on the midnight. Like they would.
Oh, that's great.
You come walking out in your car, and they're home in bed. They weren't helping. Like figure out the what the. I remember thinking they're looking at my car when these guys got to be. Are they fucking serious? Like they stole my car, parked it on the goddamn Red Bank Bridge.
Well,
went home, never told me what the fuck it was.
So they were redoing our headquarters way back in the day, and they left behind a whole pile of 8-inch blocks. So again, I was like, let's put Don's car on blocks. So we went out and jacked up the car, put it on blocks. So he gets out in the morning, starts the car, puts it in drive. It's not going anywhere. It's on fucking blocks. You gotta unjack that car and get the blocks out. It was so much fun.
But there was no
internal affairs.
Yeah, you didn't go tell. I mean, you didn't. And if you did, they were done. You were, it never got bad enough for you too. But there were plenty of times I scratching my head like, this isn't funny. Like everybody's laughing. I'm like, but this isn't funny.
This isn't Jimmy Fenn, retired Rumson cop, had came up with this idea, a can of whoop ass, and it was a coffee can, and it had can of whoop ass. So if you had a problem with someone, you put it on top of their fucking locker, and you had a problem, and you dealt with it, and that was it. Can of whoop ass. You did something stupid. Now I'm going to address it. So let's clear the air. And that was it. And it was addressed. Can of whoop ass. If there was a can of whoop ass on your locker, you had something to deal with, and that was it. Otherwise, walk the walk, talk the talk, get it done.
Listen, the problems got fixed in the parking lot, especially in the big towns. Long Branch. I was in Long Branch so many times. Just like sitting like this and badges fucking flying, belts flying out in the parking lot. Just deal with it.
It was fine. But then afterwards, you went to the bar. You went out and got a drink.
Over.
All right, we're good. It's done. Let's go.
It's a true brotherhood. I hear so much bad things now. It can't be that big. How could it be that fucking different? It can't be.
I'd like to think it can get back to what it was, to a degree. And I get the cameras
we don't need
ruined.
people doing what I was doing, but within reason. You gotta, you don't have to put deers up on the fucking power lines. But there's also I was just thinking of something fucking. So with the guys all breaking balls, and Buddy and Danny and like all those guys' names, you're thinking just coming in, the stealing of the car, like that was just the beginning. But it was just the beginning of like, you know, like I bought a new car and the fucking first week the tires are flat. The second week it gets stolen. The third week it's parked over here.
Right.
And then it's like they eventually get, now you got to come hunting. Like it was back in when you started in those little towns. First of all, it was cake jobs weren't easy to come by. It was you and 300 fucking other guys applying for it. Like it wasn't like today when they get 5 applicants and they're all fighting for the one.
Nobody.
You had 1,200 applicants for jobs
at the big towns. It was. You'd be lucky if you got an interview and your 10th interview, and like, you know, eventually I'm going to get there. Eventually, you know, it's not like now. So that's what I'm saying to the kids now. Like, if you want it, go get it because it's going to come back.
It's there.
It's the no one wants it.
You want it, don't get it. You're just getting it. There's almost no.
There's well, that's going to eventually shoot itself in the foot. You know what I mean? This is a job you have to think for. You know, really have to. You just.
Well, problem. Nobody's applying.
The people that I'm seeing are just scared. You know
well, you know what it is? They're seeing what's happening on the news. They're seeing what's happening with ICE. They're seeing what's happening with protests.
Nobody cares if I live or die.
No.
And that's the thing.
No.
Is that true though? Like the residents of Shrewsbury cared if their cop died. So,
okay,
like,
so that's different.
And that was where I live.
But
you know what I mean?
That's where you live, but that's not what they're seeing.
They're seeing the national.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's the thing where like I had to turn off the
news.
That's the thing.
You know what I mean?
Like
There's
it's
no Shrewsbury news.
On a big platform, it looks one way, but the reality is, you know, the Red Bank cops are treated really well by the Red Bank people. And
I worked in Fairhaven for the last 2 years as a school resource officer. Right. The parents could not be nicer. The residents love you.
They appreciate it.
They love you because you're there watching over them while they're not there, and they appreciate that. They love the cops. They love the speed enforcement. They love the small town appeal, which is why after COVID, everyone booked here. Everyone filled the peninsula with.
It's a special place, it really is.
It is. It is, and we joke about it, and we give them grief, and we talk smack, and we joke about, you know, the Karens and stuff. But at the same time, that's our biggest issue. We're in pretty good shape. We have high-end car theft, yes. We have burglaries every now and again, yes. But we're not getting the amount of home invasions that like Mackenzie knows about.
Gonna go take
we're
care
not
of
getting.
again.
She's good. She's got Phillipsburg under control. We're very fortunate to be where we're at and to do what we do. And I just hope the pendulum swings back at some point because
it has to.
I talked my kids out of this job and I love this job.
And they don't want to do it, but I'm like, you guys are nuts. I mean, like, not that I wouldn't go be a plumber or electrician or
oh God,
what I would love to do, you know, but this is not that hard of a job.
It's not. It's not. And you make it what you want it to be. Now, if I could go back and do it over again, back to 1994, Mike Campanella, I'd become a Newark firefighter. I'd become a firefighter. I'd have the regular days off. I'd have a side gig. Everyone loves a firefighter.
9/11. You probably have another fucking story.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. No, you're right. You're right. No, you're right. God,
I wouldn't change a fucking thing. I wouldn't. I was there. I wasn't there. I was there with the Brookdale. They sent us down to C Street. So, but I was working.
We did. That's what we did. We did C Street. We ran the ferries back and forth because people were getting pushed off the boats and stuff. But and that worked out. But I can't imagine. I guess I can't imagine my son or my daughter doing what I did with regards to the sex crimes with the crime scene. Like, I don't want them to know what I know. I don't want them to experience what I saw.
When you grew up in your house, that your dad was a fucking legend, you know, like hero. You know what I mean? Like, you weren't that way. I mean, I feel like I was. Like, I didn't come home like cop talk every night, but like,
no,
it still was part of my life. Like,
it wasn't cop talk at all. I knew what he did, and I loved it, and I respected it, and I was so impressed, and that's why I followed. I loved hearing people talk about what my dad did. I loved seeing my dad, you know, in uniform. I loved seeing what he did. I loved the TNT and hearing the stories, and that's why I went the way I did, and I loved it. I feel bad that I talked my kids out of it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, in this day and age, I would hate for my son to get on the job today and 6 months from now get jammed up for some bullshit. Like there's a couple freehold guys who got jammed up for something they did nothing wrong with.
Bullshit.
If they didn't do anything wrong.
Not a couple. There's been more stories than that.
Well, there's a bunch. And they texted each other over something stupid. And that led into.
I know the story, and I know a lot of jobs got lost afterwards because guys are just so
and
blown
guys
away
are
by
still
it.
it mushroomed into a whole shit show where these guys did nothing wrong, but because they had sent a text message back and forth and were in a chat group, they got caught up in this. And they were great cops. They were phenomenal cops. They were role model cops, Special Olympic. Like these guys did a whole bunch of things, and their careers were scorched because of that. And now they're doing great on in another level, but at the same time, they did nothing wrong, and that bothers me because I did a lot of fucked up things as a cop that I could have gotten jammed up with. Fireworks in the bathroom.
Fireworks in the park on headquarters.
Joking
every
around.
Night we'd shoot them at each other.
Yes,
I don't know what the neighbors thought back then. We would confiscate all the fireworks from fucking town and do them in the parking lot of headquarters. I don't know what the neighbors like. Did people live there? Like,
and they were just like, "Oh, okay."
Cops got all the fireworks.
Day.
It was. I keep saying it's a different time, but it couldn't have changed that much, and that's kind of where.
Yeah,
I know the two cops that are 69 right now on the Rumps and Little Silver Border are talking about the same bullshit, bitching about the same bullshit, doing this. That's okay. When you pull people over, you're getting videotaped now, and what? Okay. I would have a great time with that. I wouldn't bother me one bit. And some guy showed up at headquarters with a fucking stick and like, dude, you want a fucking tour?
Let it ride. Come on.
Like, close it.
Here you go.
Like, I don't. Yeah, like they taking it too serious, maybe. Like, yeah, guys. You ever see those First Amendment guys and they come in like, people punching them? Like, I would have fucking hugged that guy, ordered pizza. We would have been the star of TikTok. Whatever.
Let's talk,
brother. What do you want to know, man? You want to tour this fucking place?
Wouldn't be there.
Yeah, like it's not a big secret.
Like, hey, come on in, bro.
It was a different.
You're good with it, okay? And then usually you let back down.
Everybody I dealt with that way. And if you were acting like a complete fucking buffoon, I would be like,
you get treated accordingly.
Yeah, like you know, like what the fuck are you doing? So, listen, I had my share of IAs, but I tried doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And my admin always took care of me. Them guys always did. And towards the end, neighboring town admins were like trying to fuck with me, and my bosses were still fucking like, no.
Yeah.
No, because I, as a detective, you're always in other towns.
Well, because you always,
And I remember, like, I mean, I'm not going to say the town, but I'll give you a story. So, a guy who I had personally served search warrants with was now a chief. And like this same fucking guy I watched throw someone off a fucking balcony. Where I was shocked by what the fuck I just witnessed. Wanted to jam me up over some like interviewing somebody in the wrong part of the building or something. And I remember going, I'm like, call the guy on his phone because it was like the third shot he took. I got in trouble. I didn't get in enough trouble, and I got it. Bro, you're gonna retire one day, and I'm gonna retire one day, and I'm not gonna be okay with this. I was there. I remember the night you threw fuck, and that's just one thing that I'm sure there's a million.
That's one of many.
Who the fuck are you? I know you got the shield and all, but like, it's not your job to be the police.
Yeah.
Police.
Stay in your lane.
There's one guy that needs to do that, or two guys in the county. We need two of them. What I mean? And they'll come, and when it's time, they'll ring your bell. We don't need every fucking town to have three police. Then we got too many guys. You guys don't have enough to do anymore.
Right.
You got too many fucking guys. It's time to thin out the herd a little bit. Maybe the job change, but we don't need to watch body-worn cameras if there's not a problem.
If there's not an issue, right?
Because the guy handled it. You know what I mean? Because people forget. You were that guy. You made, you did, and that was where I was never treated like that. I really wasn't. Where I'd go into a room and you could be the fucking chief of fucking D's of the prosecutor. I would tell you like it is. Not like the dick. I would treat you like a cop and talk like a cop and assume you were a cop at one point. And, and it always worked.
Yeah.
Cops always, it was, all right, you fucked up. You got a lick or whatever, but you'll be all right. I don't know, man.
No, it's, but you know what? We're very fortunate to have made it through the time we did with what we did. And you know what? I consider myself blessed. I really do.
I do too. The good, the bad, the ugly. And I've had that thought quite a bit, like what I wouldn't change a fucking thing about my life. Not one decision on the job, not one job. Like you had to do it. You had to learn from it. Like I was saying about interviewing. You're not interviewing until you've done 1,000 interviews.
Until
you have no fucking idea what I'm talking about until you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
And the only way to do that is to go in that little box.
Till you've been
an
in the
ass
box
of yourself.
Yep.
Over and over again. And you're recording it.
Learned.
You have
That's
to
how
do
you
it.
learned. Yeah.
and you can't learn by somebody telling you how to do it. You have to go out and do it, and you're gonna make mistakes while you do that sometimes. And if they're not protecting you,
we figure it out.
Yeah.
We figure it out.
Yeah.
Guys, I can't thank you enough. This was great. We had a great time today. Let's talk about plugs. What do you guys want to plug? What do you got?
I'm good. patriotsoftheleaf.org.
patriotsoftheleaf.org. Absolutely. Jimmy, what you got, bud?
we are in search of attorney and law firm partners, and
For NJPI.
NJPI. The more attorney law firm partners I have, the more cops get work. You know what I'm
Love
saying?
it.
So that's kind of the pitch, So as we grow, and the hard part of my company is, or the hard part of any company is the book and the bullshit and the numbers. And I just need a bunch of cops. I got that other part down. So, as guys retire, the more work, the better.
How do attorneys and guys contact you? How do
NJPI, you can call me right on my cell phone, 732-614-8203. Get you Jimmy, 732-788-NJPI is the main number. Either way, you get Jimmy. So,
perfect.
But that's any questions or anything. NJPI is very easy to find us, and that's it. We answer 24/7.
You also have a QR code. I put the banner up here. So
awesome.
there's also a
Yep, there you go.
QR
Thank
code.
you.
If you freeze the screen or pause the screen, you can scan the QR code.
Attorney clients are the best. Civil cases, criminal cases, just running plates, whatever you need, we do all of it. Backgrounds, asset searches, everything.
So if someone's looking to hire a nanny and they want a little background on them, they can reach out to you.
Yeah, so we
They're
get that back
looking-
to you within the hour, and it's better than law enforcement background. 'Cause
Perfect.
That's coming from the cops that used to have access to it. So our
That's
systems are
great
way
for the
better.
peninsula and anyone beyond, especially my peninsula folks, Rumson, Fairhaven, Little Silver, Shrewsbury. He's your guy right here and beyond, and then some. Danielle Lopez, we want to make sure we bring her home for the family, and her mom, Sue. We're thinking about you, and thank you for calling in and reaching out to us before. We're going to figure this out. We're going to get that done for you.
It's very, very, very active, and it's
yes.
in the 11th hour. We're almost done. So
we're going to get that done.
It's going to be a good celebration for Sue, who really has nothing to celebrate at this point. So what's to celebrate? But she needs some closure, and she needs answers. She deserves them. And this is a domestic violence case, and that's all there is to it. I mean, that's the thing. So
this is a case that going forward is going to be a very teachable case in years to come for law enforcement, for families, for domestic violence advocates, for everyone. And it's a case that it's a teachable moment, put it that way. You know what I mean? And it's going to pay dividends in the long run. So I thank you for everything you're doing for that.
I appreciate you. This was great. And I'm glad you guys got me back, man. That was awesome.
Yeah. Thank you for coming back.
Mackenzie, I don't know if I'm bringing you next time, Ken. Where are you at?
Mackenzie's always welcome here.
Oh, she is always welcome. Please bring her back next
Good
time.
girl. So thank you, Famous Cigars, to my good friends Chris and Sean for coming in. They were amazing. They were delicious, super fun all the way around. We have the Team Monmouth County fundraiser at Bar A on March 7th, Saturday, March 7th, Bar A in Lake Como. We have tickets for that. We have 50-50 tickets for that if anyone needs them. You can get them at the door, or you can get them from me, whatever you want to do. It's going to be a great time. That's for the Police Unity Tour, which is going to be a lot of fun. We're doing that in May. And we're going to have Jimmy and Mackenzie back soon.
We would love to be invited back. Thank you so much.
Blue and Mo, thank you guys for making it rain, making all the magic happen in the booth. You guys are amazing.
Of course.
We couldn't do this without you. And thank you for everyone watching, listening, and laughing. And we'll see you next time. Cheers.
See you next time.
Thanks, everybody.
home.